Good morning everyone. Today is one of those hair scraped back, minimal effort kind of a day, so I apologize if I look a little bit disheveled, but I've actually just spent the morning running around and just sorting, organizing and cleaning the house because we actually have Alex's parents coming to stay with us tonight, which we are really looking forward to because we actually haven't seen them since the engagement. Alex's parents don't live nearby, like they live a whole flight away, so it's very rare for us to get to see them, but it always is so special when they can come and stay with us for a few days and we can just enjoy each other's company, show them around Hampshire, the New Forest. They absolutely love coming down to visit because a lot of you might not know, but Alex is actually a northern boy, and so all of his family are northerners, and so it's really nice to be able to sell the south to them and show them how great the New Forest is every time they come and visit. So it's basically doing all of those last minute jobs that you always do whenever you are like hosting people, whenever you have guests around, like cleaning, wiping surfaces, just things like topping up toilet roll in every single bathroom, making sure the soap's topped up, the hand towels have been washed, like loads of those boring jobs that as a kid you never really associated with hosting. Like my parents always said to me that they always knew I was going to grow up and want to be the hostess. I feel like, you know that episode of Friends where Monica's like, I'm the hostess, I'm always the hostess, because as a kid my favorite games to play was number one, house. Like I would sweep, I would create a kitchen, I'd invite my parents over to a drink, I'd make like, you know, cocktails that I was just like mud and water and they would pretend to drink it and love it. And I also loved, this is so dorky and I can't believe I'm telling you this, but I loved Sylvanian families. They were like my favorite toys to play with. And when I actually look back at how I used to play, it wasn't like the stereotypical, like, you know, when you'd be sat there with your Barbies. Like all I would do is I would have the houses, I would set them up, I would decorate them, I'd make sure every single room, because I would always have to like put them away at the end of the day. So basically every single house would be like empty whenever I started playtime, and I would like set the bedrooms up and I would like style them up, style the kitchen, like change it up every single time. And then basically my way of like playing was having a family come over and like hosting a tea party. And honestly, it was just, it's the funniest thing when I look back on, because it really does go to show like my personality as an adult. I love styling the house, styling my rooms and having people around and hosting. So I feel like that was one of those foretelling moments that my parents could definitely tell what kind of person I was going to end up being like. I'd love to know, what was your favorite childhood game or like toy that you used to play? Because I feel like it really does say a lot about what kind of adult you're going to be. Like I remember my brother was one of those where he would just love sport, and he's a very sporty person, like football, trampolines, like any game that like involved running around, he loved. My sister on the other hand, she loved games that were a bit more like you have to like think about, so like problem solving and things like that. She always loved that, and it's just really funny how you can have 3 children who just turn out very different. And I think all of our personalities were definitely foretold when we were children. So yeah, I was doing the boring jobs that you need to do before you have guests over and before you host, just making sure that the house is looking spotless, and we need to get their bedroom sorted this afternoon as well. It's a bit difficult because it's Alex's office, so he's currently working there at the moment. The second he finishes work, we're gonna have to like set the bed up and get it sorted for when they're over, because that is our spare room. But yeah, gonna make it really nice and cozy, despite the fact that it's just like a pull-out sofa bed. I always feel like it's so important when you've got guests around to just do those like little touches. Like we always give them a rail with hangers so they can hang up their clothes. I'll always make sure they've got a mirror so that they can like, you know, get dressed in the mornings. I'll always make sure that there's space for Alex's mum to do her makeup on like a vanity, and just like little things like making sure there's a charger, making sure there's a lamp. Like I don't know, it's just always really nice that no matter where you're going, no matter how kind of like temporary a setup it is, like even if you're just going to someone's who has a blow-up mattress, I always think those little touches are what makes the stay really lovely. So yeah, we're really looking forward to having them this evening, and it's really nice to have the house sparkling, spotless and ready for their arrival. This morning I actually had a new delivery arrive that I thought that we could unbox together, because this has arrived from Ciate, and I have not tried Ciate products in such a long time. I really do love a few things that they do, and I feel like especially in spring, summer, they have some really gorgeous pieces. So this is to celebrate their blushes. It says here on the press release, add a radiant flash of colour and an au naturel glow to your complexion with the newly reimagined Glow to Illuminating Brush. Designed to complement all skin tones, the Glow to Illuminating Brush has been expertly blended with ultra-fine highlighting pearls that reflect the light, leaving a healthy and natural looking radiance to your cheeks. So that sounds really lovely. I'm not entirely sure how many we have in here because it's kind of like a lucky dip. I'm just going to have to let's rummage. So it looks like they've been kind enough to send all 4 shades over, which is really, really lovely. It's the first shade we've got is Tempt Me. This is the one that actually is tempting me the most. I think that's a very, very me shade. We then have Summer Fling, which I do quite like the look of. I think it might be really nice to go to a bit more of like a corally, bronzy kind of blush. I think that would be lovely. We then have Perfect Match, which might be a little bit dark for me, so I might pass that on to a friend. And then Dollface, which that again looks like a really, really lovely one. I think I'm going to open this one because I like the sound of Summer Fling, and I really am looking to like update my makeup a little bit for the summer months and just make sure that everything that I'm doing, goodness me, they're hard to get out. Everything that I'm doing is like to give me that like perfecting glow. I know today is probably not the best example because I've literally just whacked on the most basic makeup in the entirety of the world, but that's probably a good thing, so I don't actually have any blush on today. So this is the packaging. It's very cute, very pretty. Oh, you can see yourself right there. Hello. You've got like the little classic Ciate bow. My goodness me, I cannot talk today. I think I've just been running around like a mad woman for too long. Oh my goodness, that is such a pretty blush. Can you see that? That is gorgeous. Oh, I just realized that I was washing my brushes this morning, so I'm not going to be able to actually apply it properly. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to use my finger just to kind of give that a test. Oh, that's very pigmented. That was literally like 3 swipes on my finger. Oh, that's beautiful. That's a very highlighty blush. If you're like me and you like to put your blush a bit higher up on your cheeks, I definitely think a blush that has a little bit of a shimmer works so much better. But look at that. Look at the shimmer that is on that. Oh, I'm so sorry about this fake tan. I need to scrub that off tonight. I feel like my hands are looking a completely different colour from the rest of my body, but that is such a gorgeous blush. Oh my word. Well, that is definitely going straight in my makeup bag. I also think that would make a really, really lovely eyeshadow. So if I'm looking for a little bit more of like a pinky, glowy makeup look, I think that would be beautiful. So it's going to go straight in my makeup bag. A really exciting launch from Ciate. So as I'm filming this, it is actually the coronation weekend. I'm a little bit ahead of videos at the moment, which is really, really nice because especially whenever I have like a trip booked, I like to get ahead because when I'm on the trip, I'll vlog like the entire trip. So I like to make sure that videos are lined up and ready for you guys. So this will definitely be going out well after the coronation. So let me know how you enjoyed the coronation weekend. What did you do? I'm not gonna lie, I always thought it was going to be on the Monday. Like, I think it's just because that's the bank holiday day. So I always assumed the coronation was either on the Sunday or the Monday, but it's actually on the Saturday, which is such a shame because looking at the weather forecast this weekend, it is not looking good. I'm keeping every finger and toe crossed that it's going to change and that the weather forecast is going to be wrong, or at least even if it's saying rain, maybe it'll be rain for like half an hour on one of the days and sunshine for the rest, because it's kind of what happened last weekend. It said it was going to be raining, but actually we had quite a lot of nice weather, so we were able to get out into the garden and enjoy the sunshine because we would love to host a garden party this weekend for the coronation, and basically kind of do similar to what we did last weekend with like the bonfire, a movie night out in the garden. We really, really would love to do that this weekend with Alex's parents because I think that would just be so, so lovely. And obviously we've been working so hard to get the garden to a place where we're really happy with. We want to show it off and we want to enjoy it. So I am keeping every single finger and toe crossed that the weather forecast is going to change, and I'm going to manifest that because I actually have a new spring order of some really, really cute pieces that I was hoping to wear this weekend. So we're going to be manifesting the weather we want, not the weather we've got with these pieces. Surprise, surprise, this is going to be a bit of a spring dress haul, but particularly one of these dresses I really, really wanted to wear this weekend. So I picked these up from New Look, and I love New Look whenever we come into spring summer. I feel like they just have so many gorgeous pieces. I have so many items in my wardrobe from New Look that have lasted me years and years. So let me show you what I've been picking up, because I feel like these dresses, the second the weather turns and the second we have some continuous sunshine, these are going to be all that I want to wear. Starting with the dress that I'm really, really hoping to wear this weekend. This dress to me is like the perfect hosting dress. I feel like I always have like labels and like titles for my dresses. Like this is a at-home working dress, this is a gardening dress, this is a hosting dress, this is a London dress, and this to me is very much a hosting dress. And what I mean by that is basically the woman I want to embody when I am hosting is kind of like that girl type vibes. Like you look very elegance, very elevated, yet it's like you haven't really tried hard. It's just like a really simple, I've just thrown this on and look so put together. Also, I want to make sure that it's practical and it's comfortable. I'm not going to have like balloon sleeves, you know, like fluted sleeves hitting about in food, or like when I'm wanting to make people drinks, if I'm wanting to chuck an apron on. All of those things can be done wearing this dress. And when I saw this, I was like, that dress just to me epitomizes like the perfect host, and that is what I absolutely loved about it. It's this really, really gorgeous little white ditzy floral dress. It's got the cutest little blue ditzy florals, and as a petite girl, I love a ditzy floral print because I do find it so flattering on me. Sometimes bigger, bolder prints can be a little bit, can kind of overwhelm you a bit, I think is the best way to describe it. So I do find that a ditzy floral is perfect if you're a shorter girl like me, and I just fell in love with the silhouette of this. I love this very like Bridgerton style bodice. Like this to me is very Daphne Bridgerton. I can totally imagine her wearing this, and I love the fact that it's just got this really simple midi length with like no other detailing to it. Like it's not got any tiering, it's not got a slit or anything like that. It's just super elegant, really simple, yet so elevated, and that's what I just absolutely loved about this dress. Oh my goodness, Daphne Bridgerton, eat your heart out. This dress is just gorgeous. I just love the silhouette that it gives, the way that it comes in really tight just underneath your bust and kind of just like flows. Like the rest of the skirt is just so simple. As I said, there's no design details to it other than the ditzy floral print, and it's a super comfortable fit as well. Love the little puff sleeves. I always talk about this, but a puff sleeve is so elongating on a shorter frame. The only thing I would say is I feel like with hair up, it's a little bit too much chest, so I think I would definitely wear my hair down with this. Also love the fact that it's actually got this like little kind of open back detail, but I'm actually wearing just a normal bra with it, so you can wear your normal underwear, which is always so lovely because obviously I wear granny bras and I just want to make sure that I am really comfortable in my dresses. So this is one that I definitely think I'm going to wear this weekend, weather dependent, but this is just such a stunning little hosting dress. We've got another gorgeous spring dress. This would also make a really good hosting dress, one that's just super pared back and simple yet really beautiful. It's this really stunning smock detail sheared bodice dress, and I really like these. I feel like every single brand kind of releases their own version of them, and I've not yet found like the one, and I'm really hoping that this is going to be it. The one that's just so comfortable, you can wear like any bra with it, you can just chuck it on over whatever you're wearing. And again, despite the fact that this is a white dress, I definitely think I could see myself wearing this like gardening, just pottering about, you know, like potting up some flowers and things like that. I think it's just such a beautiful number. So another one that I think is going to be a real staple in my spring wardrobe. I actually did not expect to love this more than the ditzy floral number, but I think I do. I feel like it's just the way that the silhouette fits. It's just so beautiful. Love the fact that the bodice comes down a little bit longer, and of course that the tiered skirt, you know how I feel about tiering in a skirt, but it's a really great way of making your legs look longer and therefore elongating your body, and as a shorter girl making you look taller. Love the puff sleeves as well. I feel like they're just so beautiful, really add that like feminine detail. You could always wear it like off the shoulder if you wanted to, which I think is really lovely as well. But considering it's literally just a plain white dress, I feel like there's actually a lot of design details that have gone into it, which I really like, because it makes it look so much more expensive than it actually is. So this is definitely one I think I'm going to get a lot of wear out of this spring summer. If you've been keeping up to date with all of the hauls and the latest vlogs, you'll know that there's a particular dress style that I'm actually loving at the moment, and I used to steer so clear of this dress style. As a shorter girl, I always found it very difficult to style, never really found that it suited me, but recently I've been really leaning towards it, and that is a smock dress. Just a straight up, straight down, no silhouette, no shaping, no framing, really loose casual dress. I feel like these kinds of dresses, especially here in the UK when we have a heat wave, are just perfect weekend styling. You know, when you're just like going around to a friend's for a coffee or just pottering about in the garden, these kinds of dresses are all that I want to wear at the weekend. You just want to have like very little fabric touching, very minimal fabric that's kind of like tight to you, and they're just super classy. Like I do find that smock dresses are the kind of thing that they're not trend led, they're not anything that's like really in fashion, and so it means that they will last a really long time. When I saw this one on New Look, I just fell in love with it. I really loved this little like ditzy embroidery kind of. It's got these like little flowers, which I think look really, really lovely. And I love the fact that it's got this just like white bodice. I think it's super simple and understated, but one of those dresses that is going to last such a long time in my wardrobe. I have a feeling this is going to end up being a summer favorite that I bring out of rotation every single year. How stunning is this number? Oh, this is just the perfect weekend summertime dress. I didn't actually realize, but there's like a little tie detail at the back, so you can actually cinch this in and create a little bit more of a silhouette without it actually feeling like you've got like a silhouette. Like, it doesn't feel like you've got a waist detail, doesn't feel like you've got a belt or anything like that, but it does create this beautiful little kind of like cinching just here. Obviously, if you wanted to, you could wear it completely smocked, and I think that would also be super elegant. But I love the length as well. I think it works really, really well with just your favorite pair of slides, of sandals, and this to me is just the perfect dress that I want to wear throughout summer and in like heat wave months. I think this is just absolutely gorgeous. And lastly, we've got this gorgeous little Dalmatian number tea dress. Now, this is another one that I think is a great hosting dress. It's also a great guest dress. You know, when you're popping over to a friend, you're going around for a garden party or a barbecue, and you want to be beautiful, you want to look elevated, but again, you don't really want to look like you've made a huge effort. Like, this dress is so, so perfect for that. I love a tea dress in spring, summer, and I feel like a Dalmatian print is quite underrated. Like, it's not like a leopard print, it's not like a zebra print where it's quite out there, it's quite like OTT. It's just a really, really nice way of adding a little bit more texture and a little bit more interest to the outfit while still keeping it very stripped back, very neutral, and very classic. So I thought this was another gorgeous dress to add into my wardrobe. This is one of those dresses that requires very minimal explanation because you can just see how simple yet beautiful it is. Love the shape, love the fit. Also love the fact that it's got this little slit which you can actually undo a few of the buttons if you wanted to create a little bit more skin showing, but I just love how it looks. Again, one that I think would look better with hair down when you've kind of got like a little bit more of a bob going on. I think because of the way that the neckline is, because of this V, I'm not sure if it's suiting hair up, but I still just love how it looks. I think the Dalmatian print is so classic, and yeah, one of those dresses that doesn't require a lot of explanation, yet here I have been chatting for almost a minute, but I just think it is so, so beautiful. Well, it looks like Mr. Sunshine is making an appearance for us this afternoon, which I'm hoping is a really, really good omen for this weekend, and that means we're going to have some nice weather for the weekend. Fingers crossed we might even be able to sit outside tonight and utilize the garden furniture. I've just got the cushions sitting in here for now. I do actually have storage which will be arriving literally today. I am keeping such a close eye on the tracking because I want to try and get that set up and sorted, because obviously I don't want to have the garden cushions inside, like in this room, when his parents arrive. So we want to get the storage for them set up. But it'll be really, really nice to utilize the garden furniture and sit outside, maybe have a drink or something. But obviously it's going to be very weather and temperature dependent. But yeah, I've just been getting everything sorted. I've been plumping up the cushions and just getting it all looking nice. One thing I will say about snug sofas, and this is that someone actually warned me before I did get this, is that they are the kind of cushions that I would recommend rotating maybe like once a month. I've literally done it twice since we got the sofa, but it does make a big difference. Like when this first arrived, the ottoman, I was really worried about how like more plumped it looked, and it did kind of worry me that, oh my goodness, is the sofa going to look like a bit older? But as soon as I've like replumped these cushions, it all looks so much better. And she did tell me, like, plump them, rotate them, move the cushions about for one of two reasons. Number one, these will stain in the sunshine. Like, they will get sun bleached, as most furniture will, as most kind of fabrics will. She said that she has the sun hitting the same spot on her sofa every single day, and it's literally gone a different color from the rest of the sofa. And as you know, we do have the sunshine that kind of like comes around, hits the sofa in the morning. So for that reason, I want to make sure that it is all kind of like getting hits equally, and that I'm rotating it just as much, but also because it does get a little bit flat in certain bits. So you'll see that the zip is this side, because I've literally flipped this sofa around to make sure that we don't have a bit that's like more plump than the other. Like, there's nothing worse than sitting on a chaise longue and obviously like your legs going up because this bit's more plump because no one's been sitting on it. So given that a good old rotate, I've also just trimmed my flowers. These are the gorgeous, gorgeous flowers from Pandora, which I feel like are lasting really well actually. It's been about a week and a half, so I've just given them a fresh cut and a fresh water, and they are looking stunning. The lilies are just filling this room with the most beautiful scent, which makes me so, so happy. They're looking very short now because I'm having to cut them down quite a bit. Some of them, like this rose, he's not looking so good, so I might actually end up taking him out. I'm really, really hoping that they last for the rest of the weekend, because I think it's just so nice having lovely fresh flowers in your home whenever you've got guests around. And then one thing I also did the other day actually is I've potted my mint and repotted my basil plant. My basil was just getting out of hand and he looked so droopy, and I think it was just because he didn't have enough room. So I had this old plant pot, I think this was from Haskins or something, which I used to keep my olive tree in that plant pot, in case you recognize it, that will be why. So I repotted him in here and he is looking so much healthier and so much happier. As you see, I have been cutting it down, I have been using it, and it's doing really, really well. It looks so much happier in this pot now. So I'm really, really happy about that. And then I potted properly. I don't know if you'd ever noticed before, but I hadn't actually properly potted any of my herbs before. Honestly, it was so lazy, but I just still had them in like the plastic tubs. So the other day I properly potted them up. So we have chives in this one, which Alex really loves with like his omelettes, with his eggs and things like that. I've got mint in this one, which is doing really, really well. I am well aware that mint can take over, so I will make sure, even if we're not utilizing it, to cut it back very regularly. I think even if he starts to not get happy, I won't put him in a bigger pot because I don't want the mint to like take over too much, but I just think it's so lovely to have for like drinks and things like that in the summer. And then we've got my rosemary, who again isn't looking the overly happiest, but I don't know if it's because I've been doing quite a few roasts recently, so I've been cutting it back quite a lot, so I'm not entirely sure. But I'm loving how the windowsill is looking. Like, it just looks so much like an Italian kitchen window, you know what I mean, with all of the herbs, all of the greenery. I'm actually debating whether to swap out this foliage. This is like a dried flower kind of bouquet, and I do love it. I think it's beautiful. Like, the blues work so well in the kitchen, but I'm debating whether to swap it out for like another herb or another plant there, so that it's a bit more symmetrical. But I'm not sure if I like it asymmetrical, so let me know what you think. But I just feel like this window is looking perfect. Like, the way we've dressed it just makes me so happy. I also haven't shown you these, but Alex bought these the other day actually. They're some new scrubber brushes, because I always think it's so nice when you've got guests, when you use like a nice new scrubber brush. There's nothing worse than when your guests go to like do the dishes and it's like really dirty and gross. So we bought these from Amazon. He got them as a set, so I will link them down below, but they're just really handy to have. They're made from bamboo, and I do find that actually these last a really long time. They're so much more sustainable than getting like the plastic ones or anything. Like, I'd say these last a good 6 to 8 months if you look after them. So yeah, we've got those there as well. So the kitchen is looking very lovely, very welcoming, very inviting. Something else that I wanted to show you actually, which I'm very excited to unpackage, is a little bit of coronation memorabilia, and I thought if I'm going to get it out, I've got to get it out for this weekend. It's actually from John Lewis, and they were offering them just to like members and stuff, and it's for the King's coronation, and it's so cute. Just a little tea towel to celebrate. I love that. So it just says King Charles III, the King's coronation 2023. I kind of wish that they'd put the actual date on it there, but obviously we've got Charles Royal, because it's Charles Windsor. What does the R stand for? If anyone knows, let me know. But yeah, I just thought that was really pretty, so I can get that out ready for the weekend as well. So it's going to be a proper celebration for the coronation, as well as a celebration of the engagement, and just a celebration that Alex's parents are able to come and visit. It's official. I am literally the world's worst vlogger. I have not picked up the camera since Friday afternoon, and it is currently Sunday morning, but we have just been having the best time and the best weekend. Alex's parents arrived late on Friday evening. We just got in like a takeaway, opened a bottle of bubbly to celebrate the engagement, and just have been enjoying their company ever since. I'm not gonna lie, I was tempted to vlog yesterday when we did have the coronation. We just had like a little, I don't want to call it a party, but basically just like a little, I think viewing party is the best way to describe it. Just sat down, everyone had like coffees and pastries and things like that, and watched the coronation. But the weather was so miserable, and I know I always talk about this a lot, but our Velux windows, oh my goodness, are they the loudest thing in the world whenever it's raining? Like, I love it because it means you can get really nice and cozy and you can just hear the rain outside, but sometimes it is annoying and you can just hear the constant noise, and you're just like looking at the weather, and it just makes you want to do nothing. It just makes you want to hunker down and hide from the world. We had a really nice day celebrating the coronation. Absolutely loved watching it as well. I wasn't expecting to like watch the entire thing. I was mainly loving the fashion, and I actually this morning just did a bit of like a fashion roundup of some of my favorite outfits, a bit of a best dress list. I never like best and worst dress lists because I always feel like that's just too harsh. I like doing a best dress list, looking at the outfits, looking at what people are wearing. Kate obviously slayed. I was so obsessed with her floral headpiece, tiara type thing. I didn't realize that Charles had actually made the rules. rule to not wear tiaras, and I feel like a lot of the girls did like a really good job of kind of like skirting around that rule. So many of the ladies were wearing really gorgeous like headbands, headpieces, hats, fascinators, and honestly, Kate's was just, it blew me away, absolutely blew me away. And the fact that she matched with little Charlotte was the icing on the cake. I just absolutely loved that. That's definitely going to be me as a mum. I'm going to be matching my daughter every single like occasion that we've got. I'm going to do like matching dresses, matching headpiece, like matching colours. I just think it's the cutest thing ever. So I loved seeing the fashion. Head on over to my stories if you want a little roundup. I might put like a little highlight from the coronation so that you can go back and see what outfits I was loving. But it was really fun just to sit down or watch it together, because it did feel like quite a special moment despite the miserable weather. We are keeping every finger and toe crossed that the weather seems to be improving a little bit at the moment. It's quite cloudy and grey this morning, but fingers crossed it's supposed to get nice and sunny this afternoon. So we're really hoping that we're going to be able to do our first garden party of the year, which I am so excited for. If you watched my vlog from last weekend, you'll know Alex and I did a little bit of like a trial run. We did the fire pit, we set the furniture up, we had a bit of a barbecue, and it was so much fun. So I'm really excited to do that with some guests over as a host. So I'm wearing this dress today. I feel like the new look dresses that I hauled on Friday, they just were a bit too summery for the weather today. I mean, as I said, we're keeping our fingers and toes crossed. It's gonna get brighter, it's gonna get a little bit sunnier, but I felt like they were just giving too much summer vibes. So I've actually gone for this little Bowden number. Let me show you. It's this absolutely gorgeous little paisley print shirt dress. I actually have two of these dresses in my wardrobe that I had from last year, and I wore them so much that when I saw that Bowden had released this, I just had to pick it up. It's got a really gorgeous like white base and then almost kind of like a purpley type paisley print, which I really love about it. I really hope that they release this in so many more like colorways and designs and patterns, because I feel like these dresses are so perfect, and they are great for hosting, because I feel like I talk about this a lot, but with regards to my hosting dresses, I do feel like I have to have a certain criteria with the dress. Like, it does have to be practical as well. So I love the fact that I'm able to just roll up the sleeves, get that out of the way, so that if I'm like cooking, preparing food, baking, anything like that, my sleeves aren't in my way. It has pockets, which is always great because it means I can carry around my phone, anything that like I need, keys or anything like that, I can chuck in my pockets. And I love the fact that it's like quite nice and covered, but still very feminine, very elegant. So I've just paired it with my indoor-outdoor shoes is kind of what I call these. These are the little Fairfax and Favour loafers. I just slip these on and they're so handy just to run in and out of the garden. So a perfect hosting dress for today. I am so in love with this. I feel like this weekend is the perfect weekend to do a little bit of baking as well. There is nothing better than home-cooked meal and home-cooked dessert. So Alex is always in charge of the barbecue. I'm always in charge of the dessert. So I'm thinking of making a crumble. I had a little look in the cupboards yesterday with regards to ingredients that I've got, and I don't have tinned peaches in at the moment. I normally keep a couple of tins in just in case I ever do want to make a crumble quite last minute, but I do have raspberries. So I'm thinking, instead of my infamous strawberry and peach crumble, I'm thinking of doing a strawberry and raspberry crumble. And I feel like the fact that they are British berries, that's very in keeping with the coronation weekend, with this very like British weekend that we are having. I think that might make the perfect dessert. We've got ice cream in the fridge as well. We can serve it up with some ice cream. I'm thinking that might be really lovely for this afternoon. So I think I'm gonna head downstairs, see what everyone else is doing, make myself a coffee, and I might start doing a little bit of baking. Okay, got it wrong. We actually do have peaches, but we don't have strawberries. But I do have raspberries, so we're gonna try something a little bit different today. I'm gonna do a peach and raspberry crumble. Peach and raspberry crumble! Someone's excited. So yes, got all the other ingredients. I will leave my blog post where I've done the recipe linked down below if anyone wants to copy it, because it's so simple. One of the best, like, easy Sunday pudding recipes. hope the raspberries are as good as the strawberries.
It's interesting that the raspberries seem to bleed more than
yeah,
the
they do
strawberries.
actually. I hope it tastes nice. Well, it's safe to say that I am so happy with how my crumble has come out. I'm keeping everything in toe cross that it tastes as good as it smells, because I wish you guys could have smell-o-vision right now. It smells absolutely amazing. It's filling the whole house with the gorgeous scent of baking, which is one of my favorite things when it comes to baking. It's just how much it fills the house with the scent. As you can see, it is bubbling away. The one thing I'm worried about is that the raspberries have bled a lot more than the strawberries normally do. But sometimes bleeding isn't always a bad thing, because it kind of helps like fill the crumble with those juices and like really soak up all of the flavors. So keep your fingers crossed, guys, that this is another like really nice variation on my kind of like altercation of a usual crumble anyway. Like obviously it's quite different doing strawberries and peaches, so it's quite nice to have a few different variations. I also definitely want to try strawberries and raspberries one day as well. I think that would be really, really lovely. But as you could also see, you might be able to see from behind me, the sunshine is finally coming out, which is making me really, really happy, because I feel like we have just been waiting all weekend for this. And it also means that I'm not going to feel so silly about buying these. So I've got two visors here that I picked up from River Island, and I've been wanting to get some visors in my kind of like hat collection for quite a while now, and I feel like it would have been so much better if these arrived earlier and I could have tried them on when I had my hair up the other day, because the main purpose for these is for my hair up day. Sometimes, especially when I'm gardening, I just want my hair off my face. I want to get it off my face. I actually think a lot of the time when I'm hosting, as you can see, I've just kind of tucked my hair behind my ears, because I just want it to be as like low maintenance as possible. And loads of people talk about how good visors are, especially when you're just like out in the garden, you're pottering about, whether you're potting up your flowers, you're doing like your veg gardening, even if you're like hosting and stuff, they are great. So I'm really, really excited about these. We've got two colours, and I'm not entirely sure if these are making me look like the most middle-aged woman in the entire world. This is very like middle-aged kind of American vibes, but I'm not hating it, I'm not gonna lie. So we've got this one, which is a really cute one. It's just like a classic rattan natural beige colour, and then you've obviously got like the black ribbon that runs around, or the black writing, which I really, really like. And I actually really love this black one. You know what I'm like? I love black for summer, and I was actually really tempted to wear another black dress today, but I think this would look really, really cute with just like a black linen dress. I actually just ordered a black linen shirt dress, and I think this would work so, so well with it. But obviously the days when I've got like my hair up, and then I can make sure like my ponytail goes through the visor if I'm wearing like a bun or anything, because I do struggle a lot when I wear my buns. I don't know what it is with my hair, but like so many girls on Instagram, they always seem to be able to wear their buns with like their normal straw hats and their normal like gorgeous bow hats and things like that, and I really struggle. I feel like my natural positioning for where I like a bun to be is too high to wear a hat, so I have to really lower it, and then I usually end up with a lot of like fallout with my hair. So I feel like this is a really, really nice alternative to still be able to cover my face, still be able to wear like my hats and stuff like that, but also have my hair up. So I'm hoping it's going to be sunny enough this afternoon that I'll be able to wear one of these bad boys. I think this one definitely goes better with the shirt dress that I am wearing, with those kind of like more natural tones. I think it works really, really well. Let me know, have I officially become middle-aged by buying myself a visor? But they came in a pack of two as well, so it's really great that I didn't have to buy them separately, and they were £30. I've just ripped off the label, so I think that's a really good price for something that I think I'm going to get a lot of wear out of. So I'm kind of obsessed with these, but let me know what you guys think. Well, the sun is shining and we are garden party ready. I've just put on my big sun hat because I do not want to burn my scalp the first day that there is any sunshine. So as much as the visors are great when I'm going to do hair up days, I think hair down, definitely a sun hat. And I forgot to show you these earlier actually, but Alex's mum brought the beautiful, most beautiful flowers. This bouquet is so, so gorgeous. So I've just put it pride of place. Oh, just knocked that leaf off. I've just put it pride of place on the kitchen island. I always love displaying new season flowers and new season bouquets on here. But as you can see, the sun is shining. We've got all of the furniture out and we are ready to make the most of the garden with our first garden party of the season. I've even christened my lemon jug. I'm so happy right now. We've put sangria in it. We've got all the drinks flowing. We've got everything ready for the barbecue this evening as well. So we're going to make the most of the sunshine. First garden party of the season. I could not be happier. started. What are we doing first?
Hot dogs.
Hot dog.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm excited for these. So what are we starting with? Hot dogs, and what are we doing?
Hot dogs with some caramelised onion.
Nice.
Moving on to the bulgars. With a beef tomato, red onion, lettuce, and a bit of secret seasoning.
Oh, nice. And is there anything particular you do with regards to the dogs? Any advice with regards to your cooking?
Don't get bitten. Don't get bitten.